dreamt of Amelia last night, as I have again and again since that very day. The answer to the question that always hangs in the air above me like her precious clouds, beckoning and overgrinding
and the droning,
the edges of the shaking ship.
On and on and on!
Space and time,
On and on and on! Arrow to Tusker, be arrow to Tusker! Fuel is running low, be fuel is running low!
Something's wrong, we can't get a barrel running.
Repeat! Fuel is running low! Fuel is running low!
That was many years ago. And every night.
Do not imagine the experience. It's extraordinary. Splendid.
I hear her voice. 1937.
President Franklin D. Roosevelt.
Population 189,845,829.
Walt Disney's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs hits theaters and immediately becomes a classic.
Japan invades China. Amelia Earhart's plane disappears over the Pacific.
The end to this story is no mystery.
Amelia doesn't miraculously pull through in the end.
She's not stranded on some deserted island.
What happened to the first female to fly over the Atlantic was, and will always remain, a mystery. But through the memories of her husband,
we see not only the woman behind the wheel, but her miraculous life.
And man.
That made her who she was.
Amelia Earhart by Catherine Schultz Miller. And who am I? Well, I'm George Palmer Putnam, full of schemes and plans, who knew how to use the press to get rich quick. Now, mind you, I was already rich, but you can never get too much money, and you can never get too much publicity.
Good afternoon, Mr. Putnam. We had an appointment for 11:45, but it has since been an hour, so it is indeed afternoon, Mr. Putnam. Sir.
Ah, so it is.
You know, I really
want
to talk to you about
Not much to you, is there?
Excuse me?
Small bone.
I would assure you that my bones are quite adequate.
Still, there's something about you. Oh! Smile.
What? Why don't you give me something to smile about?
Well, how about this? You will become the first woman to fly over the Atlantic. You will further your nation's message of goodwill all across the world. You will further the advancement of womankind.
Yes.
And so began a legend.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Go, pilot. There's the big hop. Boss the social worker to fly the Atlantic. Earhart plane to soar over the Atlantic.
Oh, but I had a thing or two to learn. We should get the people in line for the film, don't you think?
No.
Why not?
Because I haven't made the flight yet.
Oh, woman, don't you want to get the business end of this done now?
No.
Not a no, not a no, not even a nope. Before you go, I want to give you something. A diary. I want you to record your thoughts while you're on the plane.
We're more than 4,000 feet up, and more than 3 tons of us are flying at top speed through the air. We're in a bit of a storm now, and we're not really sure it lies up ahead! Land, Ireland!
The news of Amelia's successful crossing nearly flashed around the world.
Well, this is all too good to be true. I'm being compared to Charles Lindbergh, and you know what? This is all very flattering. I can't help think if the reporters are asking him as they are constantly asking me.
But can you bake a cake?
So you know what? I'm accepting this award on behalf of all the women out there who do things as important, if not more important, than flying. Thank you. What's the big idea?
Your New York Times exclusive?
Oh. She would rather read than eat. True a chair, she'd rather fence than play bridge? What drivel!
They love it.
Why on earth would anyone care?
When asked if she ever thought about giving up the flight, she said...
Never! I love life and all it has to offer. I want every opportunity and adventure it can give. GP? Would you mind if I flew the Atlantic again? No, I didn't say it, but he knew what I meant. This time, I would not be a passenger. This time I would be alone.
Amelia soars over Atlantic. Alone.
And this time would be different. All I brought with me were the clothes on my back, a toothbrush, and the bracelet GP gave me for good luck. When the weather was clear, we took off. I mean, people asked me if I was lonely. I mean, can you imagine being completely and utterly alone in the air? I was exhilarated. I was in awe.
Marry me.
No.
No, marry me.
No.
Marry me.
Perhaps. But famed flyer will remain Miss Earhart.
It was 1929 when the stock market crashed. Black Tuesday, they called it, and America was now flying by the seat of her pants. But AE, it's unthinkable. I simply won't tolerate it.
You won't tolerate it? Good. It makes it that much more exhilarating.
But AE, a flight around the world, it's been done.
By a woman, not by Amelia Earhart. We need the money. GP, imagine if you publicized this thing. Can you imagine the speeches, the lectures, the books?
Your last, you say?
My last. Around the world, and I'll stay home.
You will?
I will.
Amelia? It was 1937. In the news that year, Hindenburg explodes over Manhattan skyline. Joe Louis takes the heavyweight crown. San Francisco's Golden Gate is complete. Just as the world's most famous female flyer starts the first leg of her trip around the world.
You know, can't help but feel at peace now that we've taken off. The cabin is a strange green blue, and the sky is a rosy yellow, and... Huh. There's Venus, setting a little bit to the right. No, I don't look at these things as landmarks. Just tiny beacons of destiny. Extra, extra, read all about it. Amelia hops to Venezuela, Africa, India, Bangkok, and finally touchdown in Lele, New Guinea.
Amelia was on the last leg of her flight when everything went wrong. And all the grinding,
And the droning.
the engines of the shaking ship,
On and on and on.
mixing all its fixed in time.
All mixed up. On and on and on. Arrow to Itasca, repeat, arrow to Itasca. Fuel is running low, repeat, fuel is running low.
Something is wrong, we can't get it.
Repeat, repeat. Fuel is running low, fuel is running low.
And those were the last words that anyone heard. Amelia Earhart speak.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
World flyer lost. Amelia missing in Pacific. Amelia floating in Pacific. Disaster ends all hope. Amelia will pull through. Am I nervous? Sure, but she is one of the bravest people I know. We just have to keep up hope.
You cannot imagine the
I
experience.
just need to know what happened, Amelia, what
Extraordinary,
happened.
splendid. It's as if you were your own private star, and you are at center.
I think of you on that bright morning. Your last, you say?
My last. around the world, and I'll stay home.
You will?
I will.
Amelia? What happened, Amelia?